Have you ever shot a video, watched the playback, and been like, oh my gosh, why did I say that way? What was going on with my eyes? I'm doing that weird tick. Oh man, I said stuff the totally wrong way. And what was I doing with my hands? Why did I do that? Ooh, so awkward. Or have you ever tried to say something super smoothly and then freaked out? You put it down on, you try to record it, and then you trip over your words and you're like, long pause. Wait, what was I gonna say? Oh man. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 6 different ways that I've pushed through all of those difficulties and more. And I'm actually doing number 6 right now, so stay to the end. Okay, so what's the first? So the first principle that's super important is U times 2. One of my favorite channels, Think Media, says that the camera adds 20 pounds to your waistline and sucks out half your energy. Honestly, I think that's kind of true. So what's the solution? U times 2. Show up with twice the energy that you normally show up, because remember, it's gonna suck half of it out. Honestly, the way I am on video, I feel like you would be shocked in real life how much more chill I am in real life. But then again, no. Because remember, I'm showing up as me times 3 or you times 2, but what actually ends up happening is it just comes out like normal me on video, because that's just the way this thing works. The camera really does have that black magic where it sucks you out. The only thing about you times 2 is that you can get a little bit unhinged, but one way you can reel yourself in and keep yourself on track is by doing step number 2, which is I keep an outline of what I'm actually going to talk about. I write down my main points, and I feel like the whole video should fit on a page. This size page, I don't know what size this is. It's like a quarter of a normal 8.5 by 11 or an A4, right? And why is that so? I keep my outline super short is because it actually really is just an outline. Now you'll see this paragraph at the top. What is that? That's my intro. That probably is the only part where I try to write it out word for word, but the rest of it, I just write little bullet points where I want this video to go and to keep me on track, and it just I've got some pretty strong ADHD tendencies, so I don't trust myself to stay completely on road, but also I trust myself enough that when I really get going, I'm gonna get it. I have more than enough to say about each and every one of these points that this could be a video. I believe in me. I believe in you. You should believe in you too. And that brings me to point number 3. And actually point 3 and point 4 kind of go together, so let me just tell them both. Point number 3 is the 3-take rule. I heard this rule from a couple videographers who were selling a course, and I didn't buy the course, but the advice was great, which is never take more than 3 takes. You'll second guess yourself, you'll drive yourself up the wall. And rule number 4 is to just ship it, send it, put it out in the world. So it's not perfect, screw it, put it out anyway. When was the last time you ever made a piece of perfect content? If you ask any content creator, none of us are making perfect work. We're just shipping it. We're just pushing publish and moving on to the next piece. And I think that actually might be the most important muscle for confidence in content creation, in confidence in video. Just saying, you know what, if this one didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to, it's okay. It's okay. 3 takes, go. Shoot that first take. You might get it right, you might not. It's okay, because I'm giving myself grace. I'm giving myself space. Second take, it'll be stronger than the first take. And then you remind yourself, yo, U times 2, put a little bit more in it. Let's go for it a little bit harder. Then third take, all right, a little bit of healthy pressure. I'm just gonna move on after this. So let me just say it how I'm gonna say it, and let's go. That combined with the ability and the confidence to just say, you know what, it's okay if my work is imperfect and I am comfortable with that. It is a gift to yourself, it's a gift to your channel, it's a gift to your viewers. Get it out there. It's been said a billion times, a billion different ways. Perfect is the enemy of done. Done is the enemy of perfect. Just get it done, and before you know it, your work becomes more and more excellent. And I think that's where it's really at. All right, number 5, focus on process goals, not outcome goals. Okay, talking kind of fancy now. I don't know if that made sense, but it would if you had read Atomic Habits by James Clear, one of the best-selling books in our last decade. We have the outcome goal of wanting perfect, beautiful videos where we look and sound exactly the way we want to look and sound, But sometimes we fail to recognize that there is a process to get to that place. It's not automatic. We wish it was automatic, and maybe we've been sold on the lie that it's automatic. Those pesky course creators. But it actually takes a process. What is the process? Well, it's really 4 steps. First, you have the idea. Then you shoot the idea, then you take it home and you edit the idea, and then you push publish. Like I said, that's an actual skill. The mental ability to say, screw it, it's done, it's good enough. Good enough are 2 magic words that I wish every content creator who's struggling with this would just hold on to and say, you know what, it's good enough. It's good enough. It's 1% better than the last one. And that process, done repeatedly, done consistently, over time, produces the outcome that we want. So focus on the process, not the outcome. And don't get overwhelmed trying to make perfect videos. Just focus on making videos that are 1% better than the last one you made. You'll be so much happier, one, and you'll also be so much faster at getting it better. You'll be so much faster at getting better if you just focus on that instead. By the way, my little jab at courses, yeah, I got beef. Yeah, I got beef, bro. Let's be honest. Odds are you probably have a few online courses that you bought, but you also never finished. There's actually 2 problems here. The course just solves the knowledge problem. Oh, I didn't know what I needed to do. But the other problem, and I would dare say the real problem, is that implementation. How do I actually do the thing that I now know that I should have been doing all along? It's actually kind of a big deal because it's actually really pretty tough. That's why I'm a big believer in programs and masterminds over courses, and that's why I don't just make YouTube videos. I have actually created a mastermind group where I break down what it actually takes to build a business off your content, or to build the business that you're supporting with this content that you're learning from me. Free twice a week on Mondays, check the link in the description. But that leads us to our last point. This is some ninja stuff right here, but you're gonna lean into your strengths and you're gonna cover up your weaknesses. And I mean that on a skills level, not on a personal life level. I don't want y'all to be dishonest. So let me explain before I get myself into more trouble. Lean into your strengths. I pay $15 a month for this wonderful editing software called Descript, where I'm not a great editor, but Descript lets me edit videos by editing text. It's like editing a Word document. I'm really good at that, and so I lean into that. It helps me edit my multiple takes. It helps me remove all those long, awkward pauses. Because honestly, if you saw the unedited version of this video, you would be shocked how many long pauses there are between takes, how many times I took 2-3 takes to get something the way I wanted to say it. No, it looks polished because of the edit. I lean into my camera. This camera is really stable. And so I'm not just talking about my strengths. I'm talking about the strengths of the gear, and I'm talking about the strengths of the tools, not just the techniques. I'm pretty good and getting better at just working off of a very loose outline. And so I play into my strength. I lean into that strength hard. You know what is not a strength of mine? You know what is a weakness that I am covering? That's probably the best way to explain the cover your weakness bit. I'm really bad at eye contact. I get so many nice comments about the red sunglasses. Yo, bro, I need some red sunglasses. People are telling me it's a great branding move, and I don't disagree. I don't think they're wrong. But you know, I fell into that accidentally. I'm wearing red sunglasses because I am horrible at eye contact. And now I don't want you to rewatch all my videos and try to look through my glasses and see how many times I'm actually looking at the camera, because you'll be shocked. I'm horrible at it. And I felt so awkward about it. That was one of the things that kept me from shooting and shipping content, because I'm like, dude, I look terrible because I'm never looking at the camera. People didn't comment a lot about it, but I did get one comment, and it was one of those things, and it was said in a friendly way, but it stuck in my head and it rattled around, and I'm like, man, I'm never talking to camera again. I'm so bad at that. Nah, I'm bad at eye contact. But I watched an old video from Casey Neistat some years ago, and he said that's why he wears sunglasses. And if you've never heard of Casey Neistat, legendary vlogger, huge inspiration of mine. I was just watching 12-year-old videos from Casey Neistat last night. He was one of the very first vloggers ever. But yeah, cover up or sidestep your weaknesses. If you're not great at talking a lot about what you're talking about, make shorter videos, right? You don't feel like you can make a 30-minute video. Cool. it's better for your channel when you're beginning to make 3-minute videos anyway, because we kind of gotta earn it from viewers to get them to stick with us for a whole half hour, especially with all the competition that's on YouTube, right? Don't got a nice studio, don't got a nice stable place to sit and make a video, it's too loud or it's too chaotic in your background, walk, go for a walk. I'm using a little bit of a fancier gimbal camera. I'm using this DJI Osmo 3 creator kit with the microphone. As far as super nice cameras go, it's actually not one of the most expensive. I'd say it lands right in the middle. I had that money lying around for my business and I decided I'm gonna invest in that, and it made my life so much easier because now I'm not stressed out about studio or about background. I can take this thing on the road. I got a nice microphone with it. You don't got a nice camera, you don't got a nice microphone, think again. You've got an iPhone or an Android and the camera on that bad boy. You think about digital cameras 10 years ago, you've got a top tier camera from the year 2014, and honestly, it's still a really good camera today. Lean into that, that's an aesthetic. There are kids out there shooting digital photos and digital video with cameras from 20 years ago, and it becomes an aesthetic. It is okay, it is acceptable, and it is even a very good idea to lean into that weakness, or the way I'm saying it right now, cover it over with style. Now, this 6-point framework does not always work. There will be bad videos, there will be bad days. And how do you deal with the stress of having a bad day? That's exactly what I will be talking about in the next video, so click through.